Welcome, everyone, to Social Media Made Simple. I'm excited you're here. We're going to have a great time. We're going to learn some things. It's going to be a lot of information, but hopefully you'll be able to digest it pretty well. All right. Okay, so Social Media Made Simple. I want to start first with who is this for? So make sure you guys are in the right room. I hope you are. Service-based business owners are probably the primary people who are using social media. So that's your coaches, consultants, small businesses, even your kind of local services-based businesses like plumbers, HVAC, all that good stuff. So if you're that kind of person, you're in the right room. People who are managing their own social media, right? So if you're doing it all yourself, this is the room you need to be in. And if you're tired of overthinking the social media aspect of your business, this is going to really help everything that we share today. So today you're going to walk away with 3 to 6 topic pillars that actually sell, a way to map an entire month of content visually, how to train AI to sound like you, prompts for posts without losing control and letting it go rogue, some ways to create simple graphics and how to schedule them, and hopefully at the end of it, you'll be able to create your entire month of content in only 2 hours or less. So first thing we need to know is social media is a key component to marketing. You have to do it at this point. But here's the thing, I get this all the time. But Tiffany, I hate social media. I hate it with a hot, fiery passion. And there's several reasons why we hate social media, right? First thing is there's no structure. There's no structure. What do I post? When do I post? How do I post? What do I do? There's no structure. There's no instructions. It's very confusing. And then there's that random posting schedule, like Chuck was talking about. Somebody says, hey, can you post this thing? And then it just gets lost in the ether and you've forgotten about it. And you overthink, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, I need to say the absolute perfect thing because if I don't, then this is not going to work. And then there's inconsistencies. So sometimes, especially if we're using AI, some posts sound like you and some posts don't. You don't like the tone, all those good things. So hopefully we'll fix that. And then trying to do everything yourself and manually one post at a time. That's never efficient doing one thing at a time. We're going to teach you how to batch all that together and save you a ton of time. So I want to start with content pillars. Content pillars have been around forever. They're nothing new, but what a lot of social media experts fail to teach is what content pillars actually sell your business, right? We should be selling all the time. So here's an example, a few examples of different content pillars. But the primary thing you want to get out of this is how do I make my content pillars come back to my business and what I'm selling? So even if you're like, hey, I want to post inspirational quotes, like inspirational messages, how do I tie that back to my business so that they get the idea that there is something to buy here? So what's our calls to action on our content? Like I said, your pillars should always sell. They should always sell. I know a lot of people are, oh, don't be too salesy, but here's the thing. You can do this in a way that doesn't feel like a pushy, buy my thing way. You can do this subtly by asking people to comment so that you can get some insight from them. You can ask them to learn more about your business by going to a blog post. So even if you do an inspirational quote, because I've seen those all the time and they get tons of engagement, but how do those quotes tie back into your business? How do you make them actually integrate into something you're selling? So you should definitely think about that when you're choosing your content. Does that marry to what I'm actually talking about in my business? So how do you choose your pillars and how do you figure all that out? You're going to answer these questions, and this is in your workbook as well. There's some more questions in there. These are the questions you're going to ask yourself to figure out what kind of content pillars you need that are going to sell your actual services. So what do clients always ask you? There's tons of questions I'm sure you get in all the time that you could answer in your social media content. Definitely answer those questions. Then ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for the just the inspiration person, or do you want to be known for I can solve your problem? And then ask yourself what builds trust. So, social media is one of the best ways to start building trust with a cold audience. And if you're not really using anything in your content that would build trust, you're losing out on a lot of methodology there. And then, of course, what leads to sales conversations. So a lot of us do in-person networking, and it almost feels easier, right, to do in-person networking and get a connection there. But online, it's really similar. So if you treat the way that you talk to people to get them into a sales conversation in person and do the same thing on your social media, it's going to go far. All right, this is the nitty gritty. How do we take these content pillars and actually map them into a month and make it easy? So here's our blank calendar. So let's pretend this is February because February is always nicely 4 weeks and like a nice square month. So what we're going to do after you've chosen your 4 content pillars or 3 content pillars is we're going to start plugging these in. So the first thing I want to show you is my simplified approach. So that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We start to plunk in our topics. So Monday, I have Marketing Tip Monday. Wednesday, I have Behind the Scenes. Friday, I have Frequently Asked Questions. Okay? And the simplified approach is we're just going to plunk that in every week. Those are our 3 topics, and we're just going to focus on those 3 things every week. Okay? Now, once you get skilled with this, because this is where I want you to start, right? If you're not doing a lot of social media already, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So let's start with the simplified approach first. But once you get pretty good at that and skilled, then we can move on to the staggered approach. So same thing, we have our Monday, Wednesday, Friday with our 3 content pillars, but now we're going to add 3 additional content pillars for Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, so now we have a staggered approach, and then you do the same repeat. Okay, so this one becomes a little bit more complicated because you now have 6 topics to cover instead of 3. Okay, so those are your approaches there on how you actually map out your month. So why does this work? So I use this with my clients all the time because it removes the decision fatigue. Okay, so you're not having to decide what to post every day. You've already got a map. You've got a roadmap of what you're going to post on each day. It builds that consistency. So a lot of times we're just posting willy-nilly, just random whatever. And then maybe we go dark for 2 weeks because we haven't posted anything in 2 weeks. So this builds that consistency. It also creates audience expectations. So if you've got followers that follow you all the time, a lot of times they expect that Marketing Tip Monday or whatever content that you put out on a consistent basis. And then this is big because it does make prompting for AI a heck of a lot easier when you have a map and you're not just asking it for random posts. So speaking of AI speeds things up, but it does not replace you, okay? We use it as a tool. It is not a replacement. So just like Canva is a tool, it doesn't replace your creative brain, okay? So how do we train AI to sound like us? This one's kind of big because I've seen a lot of posts out there recently that I can definitely tell is AI. So here's my tip. What you're going to do is you're going to record a video of yourself. Pretend like you're being interviewed, okay? Pretend like you're being interviewed by fancy reporter. So tell that person your story. Tell them how you started your business. Give them all the details. Give them all the backstory. Talk about your philosophy, like how you're different. What do you do so differently that makes your business stand out? This could be values, this could be your background, your skills, even the way that you do service differently. How do you speak to your clients? So, in a conversation, what would you normally say, right? What would you say to a client if you were talking to them? So, after you've recorded that video, the second step is you're going to pull the transcript. Okay. You're going to actually grab the written words of the video. And then you're going to paste that into Chat GPT or Claude with the following instructions. Now, you can do this in two ways. I find the easiest is just to really just put it in one chat. Both Claude and ChatGPT have specific instruction like settings that you can go into and put this in. But if you don't know how to do that, it's pretty easy Google, but I work with multiple clients on the same ChatGPT platform. So I like to use just one chat for one specific thing to do. And I tell it, this is an example of my voice and how I speak. Use this as a model when creating content. Right? Very simple prompt. And then you would paste the transcript right below it. Okay. So why does AI sound robotic, right? A lot of people are putting in really generic prompts, especially ones that they got from someone else, and they're not giving chat their voice. They're not giving any examples. So there's no voice input. You didn't tell it what kind of tone you have, or even if you don't record the video and you do this more manually, you just need to tell it, are you fun? Are you more serious? Are you professional? Are you warm? Give it some context there. And then there's no business context. So they're like, hey, I'm a marketing business. Those are a dime a dozen, right? I'm a coach. Okay, what kind of coach? Why are you special? Okay, you have to give more details. The more details you give, the better. And then you're asking for perfection, right? Humans are not perfect, but ChatGPT tries to spit out really perfect things. Okay, so that's why it sounds robotic, because it doesn't feel human. There's no typos. It uses M dashes too much. It's just not human. So your job, even if you use AI, is to make it human. So one of the example prompts you can give is create a social media post under my insert pillar here, marketing tip pillar, make it educational, right? So this is just the type of post, conversational. So this is the tone I want, 150 words. So this is my length, how long I want it to be, and end with a soft call to action to comment on the post. Okay, so I've given it a call to action. Now, you can do this one at a time, but if you have the whole month, you can do 4 at a time. So you could say create 4 social media posts for my marketing tip pillar. And this is the batching that's going to save you a ton of time. Okay. But I wouldn't do more than 4 at a time. Otherwise, your posts start to get kind of lazy. Chat likes to be a little lazy when it comes to the posts. If you ask it to do 20 at a time, they'll be really short. So just do about 4 at a time. Don't do more than that. And then it should look really nice. But here's the thing. Don't get lazy, because this will be my face if I see your content and I see that it's 100% AI and not edited. Please go back and edit everything that it spits out at you, because it can hallucinate, as we know. It can make things up that isn't true about your business or you. So definitely go through your posts with a fine-tooth comb. So moving on to my favorite part, which is the graphics and imagery part. My background is a graphic designer, so this is of course my favorite part of social media. But to make it easy, feel free to use Canva templates. Okay, you can customize those and make them your own. And with that, making sure that you put brand colors on all of your posts. So you're starting to create a look and feel and a vibe to your posts, even if you're using Canva templates. But really, I want you to focus on the message over the design. It hurts my soul a little bit, but really the message is more important than the design of your graphics. So I don't want you to get stuck in the minutia. Don't get stuck on having the perfect graphic, okay? So just feel free to use raw images too. So don't even have to do graphics. If you have a nice picture that could go with whatever you're posting about, just use a raw image. Don't even worry about having to put graphics together. I love to show visual examples to like what a cohesive brand looks like. So this is an example of what would a testimonial look like with another type of post where we're asking them to do something. So this is like you create a few different templates in Canva and then you reuse them over and over. Because when we're scrolling our feeds, they're not going to memorize your template. They're seeing a bunch of different posts at a time. So it's totally okay to repost graphics and repost content. So here's another example, just a different client. I love this picture of her on the left. Feel free to be funny. Like that's what social media is for, it's to be fun. So feel free to be funny and use fun pictures. And here's just another example of that cohesive brand look. All right, so now we get to move into scheduling your posts. So now we've batched together all of our graphics, our content. How do we schedule this? So if you're just using Facebook and Instagram, I absolutely just say use the meta scheduler. No need to get extra software involved when you're just using those two platforms. It's easy to use. But if you are using more platforms, if you have a TikTok or X or LinkedIn, you can use Buffer, and Buffer is free. So why not? They do have some other features like your analytics and things like that if you do a paid account. But for just scheduling posts, it's totally free. And definitely do it in batches, right? So the whole point of this is we're going to do our entire month of content all at the same time, and we're going to schedule it all at the same time. So you could do 2 weeks at a time or a week at a time, but I definitely recommend doing the whole month because then time just moves so fast. It comes up on you and all of a sudden it's the next month. Definitely start batching that stuff together. That's going to save you a ton of time. And don't forget to review your analytics, right? So you want to see which posts are actually getting a good engagement and which posts are not, and which ones are actually leading to sales calls. So this only works if you have time, you stay consistent, and you trust your marketing skills, right? Because you're still reviewing all of this content on your own. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I totally get it. So I want to offer you guys a social media strategy session. It's $100 off, so it's normally $197. It's $97 today, just for our webinar folks. And you can grab that time. It doesn't require a credit card up front at tiffanycoxdesign.com/strategy, or you can scan this QR code if you're not on the phone already. I will leave that up for just a second, and I'm going to plunk the link in the chat as well. All right. Any questions? I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
Just pop one in the chat, Tiffany. I'm Tara, and I have heard recently that platforms have figured out how to make scheduled posts not as visible and to get as much traction. Is that true from your experience?
Yeah, it was true for a while. It's old news now. They're not punishing people anymore for using schedulers. Yeah, especially if you use their scheduler. So if you're on Facebook or just Instagram using the meta scheduler, it's their platform. So they've embraced the fact that people need to do this in advance and they're not just gonna. We're not all influencers, unfortunately. We're busy business owners. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Feel free to just unmute.
Curious, what is your favorite call to action to use, whether it's comment or share or book a session? What's your favorite?
Yeah, I like to mix it up. most of the time. But yeah, my favorite is definitely the comment because it gives more visibility. Because as people comment, Facebook especially sees that people are interacting with it more, and that kind of shares it out to more people that are similar to that person that's commented. So I do like the comment on this post call to action the best. Yeah.
So,
Any
so
other
what advice
questions?
do you have? I know when I go to make a post, I think I kind of have decision paralysis. I will analyze a post and what do I say, what do I not say, for probably 10 times longer than it would take just to sit down and do the post. Do you have any suggestions for just starting and coming up with something and posting it?
Yeah, I would actually use Chat GPT as your bestie in that situation because I get there too. And you can use chat as your brainstorming buddy. So just have that as a separate chat, I'd say, and say, hey, I'm having some decision fatigue on this. Give me some ideas on what you would post about this.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it'll spit out some good stuff. And then you'll probably go into paralysis again because it'll give you too many options. Yeah. But ultimately, you got to just go, all right, that one's good enough.
Like you ask
Good
a
enough
simple
and
question
done.
and yeah, like you ask a simple question and it gives you a 5-page dissertation.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I also asked chat to be short, sweet, and to the point because of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, give me TLDR.
Right.
But yeah, I say putting it out there is more important than perfection. So we all get stuck in that perfectionist mindset. Done is better than perfect. And we're all
Yeah.
humans. So when we're scrolling, it should be all human content. I know a lot of people are a little bit sick of the AI content. So the more human you make it, the better. So feel free to throw in typos.
Yeah. Oh, see, ChatGPT or not, I can't stand the typos.
Any other questions? No, I did really good or I did really bad. Awesome. I will be sending this out as a replay as well, so you guys will have this to go back to. Yeah, if there's any other questions, I'll be hanging out. If not, have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. Thank you for joining me.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thanks, Chuck.
Bye. Later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks, Tiffany.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have a question, so I'm going to hang for a sec, Tiffany. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Tiffany.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tara,
Hi,
I'm going
Tara.
to hang out and listen to your question.
Okay. I am curious because I recently invested in a all-in-one system kind of thing, and it's much cheaper than like the combo of everything. And they have a social media scheduler. It's called Full Scope, the all-in-one
Yeah,
tool. Have you heard that?
yeah.
So, do you recommend that I use that part of the tool, or do you recommend that I go in and do Metascheduler and do Buffer and that kind of thing?
No, go ahead and use that tool. Yeah, you've paid for it. So definitely
Yeah.
use that tool. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Great.
yeah. And they
Thank-
have all the platforms, right? They have
They do
all the majors. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
more than I even care to
Yeah, care to care
invest
about.
in.
Yeah.
Care to care about. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you
perfect.
so
Yeah.
much. This is wonderful. I
Yeah.
appreciate your role modeling of concise and to the point. Like you were so clear and it's like exactly what you want your post. So way to go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Mhm.
Tiffany, I have a question, and it's now I feel kind of silly asking it, but I don't know how to pull the transcript for my video. Can you explain?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's several ways to do this. Do you have Microsoft Word?
Yes.
Okay.
I've accidentally done that before. Now
There
I
you go.
know.
Now
Okay.
you know how to do it. So
Okay.
yeah, you can go into Microsoft Word and actually, let me remember it real quick. It's under the Home tab, but I'll actually go ahead and share my screen again just to show you. Quick Microsoft tutorial. So it's a little hidden. So it's actually under this dictate button. So if you click this little arrow guy, you have transcribe, and then you can upload the video. Or you can actually just record it right here on Microsoft as well. If you don't want to do a Zoom video and then download it and then upload it, you can just start recording here and record your little interview, and then it'll just transcribe it for you. So,
Oh, I feel so powerful now. Awesome.
yes.
Thank you.
Do you know if
the thing-
Google? Sorry.
the thing I do sometimes is I just will pull out my phone and start a text and then tap the
Oh yeah, the
the
voice,
button for talk to text. Yeah. And then
that
just
could work too.
even if I'm playing a video on something else, I'll just hold the phone up next to it and it does pretty decently.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and it'll have mistakes and stuff. That's just how the nature of it is, whatever accent we all have. But yeah, so it usually will pick up really good, at least good enough to identify the types of words you like to use so that it sounds more like you.
Smart.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautifully done. Thank you, friend.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy you can make it live.
Me too. Me too. And hi, Mary. Bye, Mary.
Hey, bye.
We'll catch up soon. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Tiffany. Got to do the news.
Yes. Thanks, Chuck. It was good to see you. Bye. Bye. Thanks, Mary.
Yes, great to see you.
You too.